ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः।
Dear friends, welcome back to the study of Bhagavad Gita, and we were studying the 5th chapter and had studied the 13th verse or the 13th shloka. I was not very happy myself when I said we have completed the study of the 13th shloka. This shloka is very important. Why? Because three aspects of the study, which I have been repeating to you many a times before, three aspects, that is, the informative aspect, the educative aspect, and the instructive aspect. They are all three amalgamated in this shloka. In many other shlokas it is so, but this is the first time that we are being exposed to what is it to be Maya Mukta Purusha, Jivana Mukta Purusha. What is it? Is it only a play of words? Is it only a matter of fantasy? A very brilliant, I would say fertile imagination? Or it is actual? To be very honest with you and sharing my experience when I was a novice, just joined as it were, the Swami who took the pains to teach me the Gita, he hammered into me, literally hammered into me, that don't be carried away by the language, don't be carried away by the ideas which generates from the language, but be very positive about the instructive part of it. That is why you have run away from home and you have deceived on your parents. Those were the harsh words. Don't deceive on your parents. You have run away from them, given them nothing back in return, and don't cheat on yourself. Pay attention to the instructive part of it. So when I said last time we have studied and we'll move on, I felt a little bad about it. So please bear with me now today when I try to make it understandable to you. Sorry. From the common sense point of view, what is that state of a Jivana Mukta Purusha? Who is Jivana Mukta Purusha? Jivita eva mukta san. Sanskrit language is a very refined, precise language. It does not allow you to move away from it. It wants you to understand. The language wants you to understand. For that matter, I'd explained to you that there are 4 levels of awareness. The first level or the lowest level is known to be Maya Adhina. You are under the thumb of Maya. You are under control of Maya. And you are under so much of its control that you are not aware you are under its control. That is the level in which we all belong. We all, including myself, we belong. That is, atasmin tatabuddhi. What does it mean? That what I am not, atasmin, natasmin. That what I am not, tadbuddhi. I am convinced I am that. I am convinced. This is Maya Adhina. Atasmin tatabuddhi. Now, it is being said there are methods and means of coming out of this groove, coming out of this hold. Each and every philosophy, whether it originates in Indian landmass or it has originated elsewhere, it makes no difference. All the philosophies and religious instructions speak the same language of the same ideas in different languages, how to come out of this hold, how to come out of this self-imposed ignorance, how to come out of it. So we are studying this treatise. Let us go by this. So first is Maya Adhina, where we identify ourselves with what we are not in reality. It appears to be real, but it is not real. That means what we know as our individual egocentric personality, there's a big hold of ignorance on you. You are not so, whereas you are convinced to be so. If the teacher says so, it is the responsibility of the teachers to teach you how to come out of it. So each and every religion or spiritual sciences tells you, do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this, spend your mind, energy, apply all your faculties towards this, not that. What does it mean? It means it helps you to sharpen your faculties. Your rationality is a faculty, your emotionality is a faculty, your ingenuity is your faculty, and your absolute, unshakable, determined will is a faculty. Take help of these four, and for heaven's sake, listen to the teachers and be free. That is the end all and be all of this study. And please forgive me if I quote exact Sanskrit words which are precise as well as refined and perfect. Why are we born as a human? Is it just like that? Or there's a purpose behind? Worldly speaking, we claim ourselves to be the most evolved of all biological creatures. That means we have achieved a place in the theory of evolution that we are now the most. And within us, that propulsion is there, that motivation is there, by means of which I can go beyond. And Sanskrit language says, Jivana Mukti Sukha Prapti Hetave Janma Dharanam. Janma Dharanam, to be born. Why are we born? What is the reason? The reason is you have been given the glorious opportunity to find yourself, your soul. That is the purpose you are born a human. Otherwise, you would have born any other creature without these faculties. So these faculties are given to you, have developed in you, because you are supposed to make use of those faculties to reach that promised land, eternal peace in paradise with my Maker in heaven. With my Maker with me. Amritasya Putra, know for thyself, you are the children of immortal bliss. This is how it has been explained. Now, in this shloka here, he says of a situation where you live in this body. How do you live in? Bashi and Dehi. Two words are there. I'll not paraphrase. I'll use word by word now. Find out the two words. Bashi and Dehi. Vashi is one who has a total control on all the avenues and faculties that he has with him. Shall I recount it for you? 5 sense organs: eyes, ears, nose, taste, skin and tongue. 5 active organs: hasta, pada, pani, upastha, payu. 5 life forces and mana buddhi, ahankar. That's all you have. Make use of them in such a manner that you live in this world like a lord, not as a slave. Maya mukta, not as Maya adhi. Bashi means a person who has understood this and is trying to put it into practice. How to practice is also mentioned. Sarva karmani sanyasya. Motivated activity, motivated by our 3 desires, cardinal desires, that desire motivated activity. But what type of a desire? Worldly desire. I would like to achieve oneness with my Maker. I would like to achieve oneness with my God. I would like to achieve oneness with my true original nature, is a desire. So desire-wise is the same, whether it is towards the world or towards elsewhere. The scriptures very wisely, dexterously, diligently tells you, don't throw the baby along with the bathtub. Let the desire be. But the desire must be towards reaching that goal, Jivita eva mukta san. Jivana mukti, that is Maya mukta avastha. So you see down here, it's a small word with two alphabets, ba, she. And this much is hidden in this word. You have to control yourself, rather make it more acceptable, manage yourself. Don't stipulate yourself. Don't stiffen yourself. You manage yourself in such a manner, you perform your duties of life. Don't run away from it, but convert the concept of duty into an endless concept of worshipping the divine. Why? I have a desire to be Jivana Mukta. So please don't say, I'll be desireless. These are all just reading the book and using several different types of languages. You can't throw the desire away. Then you are reducing yourself into a stone, an inanimate object. You are a throbbing, living, vibrant, living object. So be so. Let there be that desire. That desire should be so strong, so all-consuming, that you have no desire left for worldly things. I want nothing else but my God. Could you ever think of it? This is what the scriptures are asking you. This is the instructional part of it. Bashi. And how are you being a Bashi? That is, you are Navadvare Pure Dehi. You reside in this city. A city generates its own energy. If this city is mobile, this city is own systems. This is a city with 9 orifices, the human body. You reside in it. You are the resident of this room, but you don't belong to the room. Room belongs to somebody else. You are residing in it. So this so-called ego of mine, which I call me and mine and myself, it resides here. How does he reside here? He performs his duties of life, but he has educated himself. He does not perform being motivated by worldly desires, but he performs as a worship of the divine. What is he doing thereby? Let us get at the root of it. As I gave you an example, tasteless water is being sweetened by putting drops of sugar crystal and churning it to see it dissolves. The sugar dissolves, but the sweetness is retained by water. This is an example. What is being exemplified? Your personality is the water. Example exemplifies something. So let us see what it is exemplifying. My personality, my being is the water. And constant awareness of the divine, to whom I have surrendered myself, and my whole being rotates around him, and I remember his name all the time. That remembrance of the divine is a sugar crystal, and you are absorbing the sugar crystal, and you are divinizing your egocentric personality. I couldn't be more clear than this. So, dear, when we say, what do I do, japa? It's only mechanical, repeating God's name. You don't know, that's why you say so. Tat japaha tadartha bhavanam. Japa means a sound, a very sacred sound which has led many people to their goal. With that authority in its command, that sound has been converted into a special type of sound known as mantra, Ishta mantra. You recite it, it explodes in your mind as an idea. And what is that idea? He is everywhere. God is everywhere. He is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. He knows everything. He sees everything. He's everywhere. And I am part and parcel of everywhere. So he is in me. And I, like a stupid ass, I have separated myself from him, and I say, I am, and you are. Separate from me there, sitting there. I am, you are. Utter stupidity. Immeasurable idiocy. And we say we are intelligent people. That is where we have gone wrong. The original sin, the concept in the Bible, the original sin. That is the original sin. What is that original sin? Separateness. Who creates that? Ajnana Shakti, Avidya Shakti, Mahamaya, Swabhava. My ignorance has created this. Bashi and Dehi, two words. One means a person who has total understanding that I am in this body, but I have no attachment. Sri Ramakrishna used to give a wonderful example. I don't know whether you have ever experienced that example or not. Let me tell you. You know what coconut is? All of you. It is green, small, waterless. It grows, it has water. And then it develops its kernel, the meat. And we say the coconut is ripe. Half an inch thick white kernel, but attached to the shell in such a manner you break open the coconut, it sticks on there. You grate it, you see white scraps sticking onto the shell. It is so deeply stuck. Wait a while. Don't break it. Leave it alone. It gets totally dry. And when you lift it up, you hear a sound, cut. Cut, cut, cut. What has happened? That inseparable kernel has dried out and separated from that shell to which it was so attached, I could not scrape it with my knife. And now it has separated. Though contained within the container, the shell of the coconut, but the kernel is free. That's an example. This ego, who is Vashi, who is Dehi, he lives in this body, absolutely unattached, untouched. This is what the instruction is. And how can I do that? Sarva karmani manasa sanyasya. As easy as that to understand. Difficult to do it. Why? Why is it difficult? Face it, because you're a slave of your habit of thinking. You need an attitudinal correction. For lives together, if you don't believe in your past life and future life, which the Indians believe, if you don't believe, I'm not going to quarrel with you. Take this very life of yours. Are you not a slave of your habit? How did that habit form? Repetitive, willful performance, knowingly or unknowingly, is a cause of habit formation. Repetitive, willful or unwillful performance of a particular effort over and over and over again leaves an impression in your mind, and that impression is your habit. And you say, sorry, pardon me, I can't stop my habit coming in. This is what we are, a bundle of habits, and we made it unknowingly or knowingly. Smoking is a habit. I can't do without it. Who told you to smoke in the first place? And now you say I'm a slave of habit. That's it. So what I am today is nothing else but a bundle of habits that I've created in this life and my past life, which Sanskrit says, samskara, the remnants of your impression of your activities. Remnants of the impression left in your brain of your activities. And you go through that groove all the time. I'm a slave of my habit. If that is how habit forms, how can you not create a habit which is divine? You don't want to. That's the reason. That's the main reason. I don't want to. I have no desire for it. I have no motivation. Why? Because the desires that I enjoy, I only remember the joy of it. I don't remember when I miss it. I try to hide it, not to make me a fool of myself. That's what I do. But tell me what joy in this world is permanent? Whereas here God promises you, it is eternal, it is immortal bliss. Come unto me, I'll give you peace. Come unto me, I'll lead you to peace. That is what he says. I will give you peace. Come unto me. Remember me. All religions say the same idea in different languages. Why fight together? Choose whichever one you like to. Go ahead. That is the most important part, to go ahead. And he says, Sukhamaste, such a man, such a person, I won't say man, such a person, whether it's a lady or a gentleman, say material, a human. Such a human reaches that goal by divinizing his egocentric personality. This is the essential teaching of the shloka number 13, which I had said we have done it. But this is the instruction behind it. Remain in this body as a resident of this body, unattached to 5 sense organs, 5 active organs, 5 life forces, your mind, your intellect. I am the Absolute, I am the Eternal. This body has its own way. It is functioning. And I'll give you another worldly example. It is also very commonsensical. You are walking down the road. You are immersed in your own thoughts. All of a sudden, you find 2 persons, 2 ruffians, exchanging blows at each other. You look at him, walk. Now, analyze it. What happens? You are not interested. And you say, why do I waste my time on them? I'm walking now. I have something else to do. That's your attitude. You have corrected your attitude without stopping there, seeing, trying to find out who is right, who is wrong, taking sides of your thinking, he is right, and make yourself a miserable ass. That's what you do. Whereas here, better things to do. Similarly, in our lives, don't, for heaven's sake, get involved into others' affairs. You have enough on your own plate. Why don't you clean that up? And how do you clean it? not by running away from the plate. Rearrange your plate. So long you are using your plate for your worldly desires, cardinal desires. Putraishana, Mitraishana, Jashaishana. Now what you are doing, you are rearranging your attitude. And whatever I do it as an offering to my divine. And that divine awareness of presence of that divine is uppermost in my mind. I have no time to waste. That is what a Bashi Dehi is. That is what we are in reality, but in actuality, we have lost our way. So that is why we say in English, the correctest word is a correction of my attitude with which I live. Attitudinal correction. That I live for thee. I live for no other reason. I live for thee. O Lord, as long as I am alive, let my life be for thy sake, not my sake. It is for thee. That is the attitudinal correction. This, dear, is the essential instructive teaching of the 13th shloka. Let me read the 13th shloka once again so that you can put words in their proper places and understand. I will not read the shloka. The shloka is grammatically correct, but the words have been placed because of poetic necessity. The poetic rhyme and rhythm has to be maintained. That is why the words have been played with. So I will read the paraphrase for you so that you understand the meaning of the shloka, and after you understand the meaning, if possible, give it a try. One thing more. To every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The second law of Newton, which is a universally accepted law. It holds in our world of ideology also. Try for a moment, in any moment of your life, your mind is going there. Why I am going there? Oh, if I go there, this desire of mine will be fulfilled. That is why I am going there. Is this desire leading me to divine? Rationality, emotions are drawing you out. Viveka buddhi, will it lead me to God? No. I wouldn't go. I won't do that. Give it a trial and see the intense joy that you receive for a moment. I have done it. I've succeeded it. Once, very difficult. Second time, it is not so difficult. Third time, it is not difficult at all. Fourth time, it is easy. Fifth time, it is spontaneous. You don't have to make any effort. The mothers peel vegetables. Ask them, when they first learnt how many times they've cut their fingers. Ask them. And today they are chatting with you and their fingers are working. No attention, no wound. So it's a matter of habit. So make a start. And it is a tug of war between success and failure, remembrance and forgetfulness. Keep on reminding yourself when you forget. And that remembrance will be spontaneous. That is what Swami Vivekananda was taught by Pahari Baba of Ghazipur. After Sri Ramakrishna's death, allow me to tell you this anecdote. After Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, the last word that he had is that everything that you have achieved by Mother's grace will be under lock and key. It will be held in a chest, sindhuk, a chest. It will be given to you when you complete Mother's work. And Swamiji thought, what right has this old man to take away my self-earned wisdom? What right has he? He almost revolted. But then by the time Sri Ramakrishna was gone, Pahari Baba at that time was known as a very, very, very advanced soul. A realized soul, a Sita Pragya Muni. Swamiji went to Ghazipur to learn further lessons from Pahari Baba. He did not know what he is in for. Pahari Baba didn't give an audience for 3 weeks. No audience, he's busy. All that he did was, in 3 weeks' time, he somehow or other managed to get a Sri Ramakrishna's photograph. And where he used to sit in a cave, he had a cave on the bank of the Ganges. There was a rock formation, a beautiful, neat cave. That was Pahari Baba's home. He has a seat there. On the head of his seat, there was Sri Ramakrishna's picture. And then after 3 weeks, he tells Swami Vivekananda, yes, come and see me at such and such a time. So Swamiji went, and as soon as he went, before he stood erect to stand, fall flat on his face, Shashtanga Pranam, he saw face to face Sri Ramakrishna's picture. And he says later on, Swamiji says later on, the first reaction was, oh, you have come here also? And Pahari Baba said, I have nothing to tell you. You have received all that has to be received. I'll only tell you one word. What was that word? Jana sadhana tana siddhi. That which is sadhana for you today will be the siddha avastha for you tomorrow. The habit formation procedure. That is why Swamiji, in his concept of karma yoga, which has its origin in the Bhagavad Gita, in that Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter is dedicated to karma yoga. Third chapter is an exclusive description. Fourth chapter, fifth chapter, throughout the Gita, you will always find the concept of karma yoga, that is, convert the concept of work. Change your attitude from work to the attitude of worship. In the ninth chapter, you will find Sri Krishna saying, Jat karoshi, whatever you do, Jat karoshi jasashnashi, whatever you absorb, the subtlest thought and grossest food. Jat karoshi jadashnashi jadjuhashi dadashi jat. Whatever you offer to God in fire worship, homam, whatever you give by charity, tat kurusha, for heaven's sake continue to do your duties of life. One condition, tat kurusha, mad arpanam kurusha. Continue to do that. But only one condition, which is uncompromising condition. Mat arpanam kurusha. Do that as an offering to me. That is the innate instruction of this shloka. Form a new habit, dears, the habit which teaches you to live in God, to live with God, to live for the sake of serving God. That too by the grace of God. Nothing but God in your life. Thank you, dears. Thank you.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.